Hey, what's up, Boxers? This is Zack Griset with Buildbox. This is part 4 of the How to Make a Simple Driving Game with Buildbox video series. I hope you enjoyed parts 1 through 3. Let's go ahead and jump into part 4. Now, let's make our scene look a little bit better. And let's make it so our game speeds up gradually as we collect more points. So I'm going to exit out of the preview. Let's go to our 3D world, our 3D world here. And then let's go to our 3D world up here at the top of the outliner, and let's change the background color of the fog let's go to colors, and I'm going to just go to sky. I want to make it the color of the sky, and then let's just see what that looks like. Okay, awesome. I'm really liking that blue a lot better than that, just black abyss. Okay, so now let's add in some houses. Okay, great. So we're going to bring in, let's bring in a warehouse, make it nice and big. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to speed up the next minute or like the next couple seconds, and I'm going to add a bunch of buildings to the scene so that you don't have to watch me do that. But we're going to decorate our scenes, and just keep in mind that you want to have a healthy gap between the buildings and the actual path. Okay, cool. So I'm going to speed it up now. Okay, cool. So I added some buildings to my scenes here. The next thing you want to do, though, is you want to make sure that you plant all these scenes into the ground. You want to plant all these buildings into the ground. A really great way to do this is you can either use multi-select here, where you drag your mouse across and it selects everything here, and then you can just hold Command and deselect light, sun, and camera. Or you can select something at the top here in the outliner, hold Shift down, and then select this one, and it'll select all your buildings. And then you just want to make sure you plant the buildings into the ground so that we're down here. Okay, great. You want to do the same thing here. I'm going to just hold Shift, click all these buildings, drop them into the ground. Okay, cool. As long as they're, just barely in the ground, you're fine. Okay, great. Let's go ahead. Let's save our game. Let's press play. Okay, nice. Hey, this is looking... Oh, I fell. This is looking good. I think we're starting to get here to the final touches. We just need to work on the defeated animation, and then let's make the game speed up over time, okay? So I'm going to make the game speed up real fast. So let's exit out of the preview. Let's go to our main vehicle. Again, the node map. Let's select the move node, and then let's increase in speed by 1%. If you do something like 15%, or let's say like 20%, you start speeding up so fast that it's like you can't play the game for very long. So you want to increase the speed by very, very little. I think 1% is all right. So that'll take care of it. So now the game is going to gradually speed up, and then let's work on the defeated animation. Okay, so I like two different. There's three different types of defeated animations that I really like. Okay, and I want to show you the different options real fast. So first off, there's just like a regular old animation, and you can do that with some PNGs. The other animation that I really like is the debris explosion, and that's if you want to use like a bunch of cubes, a bunch of spheres, or like a bunch of like the same asset and like send it into a bunch of pieces. And then the last one that I really like is the spawn node. And that's if you want to break things up into like specific pieces. And for our case, I want us to like just have the wheels come off and the body come off. So we're gonna skip the animation and the debris explosion, and this time we're going with the spawn. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's hook up spawn, but we need to create an asset to spawn. So we've got our 3D models, but we need to create assets as well. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So I'm going to go here to my 3D world. I'm going to use this cube that we started off with in the very beginning, and I'm going to call this wheel 1. Okay, and this is going to be my wheel 1 object. And it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be able to, fly around. And then I need to change a few things about this. So first off, let's go ahead. I'm going to go into the wheel 1's node map. and I'm going to replace this 3D model. So I'm going to go over here into the main vehicles node map. I'm going to select wheel 1. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go over here to wheel 1, and I'm going to paste it. Okay. So I'm going to paste this in here, and I'm going just to delete this one and hook this one up. Okay. So that's really, really great. Now the only thing is we need to line up the position and the scale here with our and we got to make sure the collision shape is the same too. So let's go ahead and let's fix this. So first off, for the collision shape, let's make sure that it is the right shape. So we're going to do hull, then we're going to do collision shape or collision mesh. Then we're going to select, where are you, wheel OBJ. Okay, and then, okay, that looks good. And then we got to get the position all right. So 0.65, 0.65, do 0.3. Sorry, this is going to take just a second. So 0.3, go over here to negative 1.05. Okay. I'm just copying and pasting all these in, and you want to do this now because you don't want to have to go back and do this later a bunch of times. We're going to make copies of this, which is going to save us a bunch of time, so that's really nice. Okay, cool. So we have the position and the scale correct, which is what we want. Next thing that we want to do is we want to add movement. We want to add a jump node. So when this wheel comes into existence, when it spawns, we want it to go flying off. So we're going to use a jump node, and we're going to make it so that the jump is randomized. Okay. So first off, I want to start off with a force of about 15. Okay, and we're going to start off with a force of about 15 in each direction. So it's going to go flying somewhere along this way. And you can maybe do, let's see here, for Z, and I would say that you can keep that at 0, and you can keep X at 0 as well. Or yeah, let's go ahead and put those at 0. And then for the jump force, let's go ahead, let's add these in as well, but with some randomization. And so the way the randomization works is I'm going to do something like 10. So it's going to now grab a random number between positive 10 and negative 10. With this one, I'm going to just add 5 because I want it to go up. I want it to fly upwards with a fair amount of force. So now it's going to choose between the numbers 10 and 20 because it's going to go up 5 from 15 and down 5 from 15. And it's going to choose a random number each time. And then this one, same thing. I'm just going to do 10. And okay, perfect. And then this one, let's go ahead. Let's do some angular velocity. Let's do something 10 here, 10 here, and then we want to make sure that this is probably up a bit. So we're gonna do 5 and let's do 5. Something like this is going to be what we're looking for. And let's test this out first before we commit to it. So let's go to our main vehicle. Let's go ahead and let's spawn just this wheel 1. So I'm gonna select my asset here. I'm going to select wheel 1, and I'm going to assign it. Okay, great. So now it's going to spawn. And then what I think we should do is we should do a scale animation on the collision shape. This is going to, or actually let me double check this. Let's go ahead and let's press play. Let's turn on debug mode. Okay, I want to see that the collision shape. Okay, cool. So the wheel goes flying off. All right, and the collision shape stays the same. And the problem I have with this, the reason why I want to use the scale animation is because I kind of want this collision shape to go away, if possible. So it gets out of the way. If I can't make it work, that's okay. But I want to try with the scale animation, and I want to try to make this go -1. -1, -1, and kind of shrink down. I want it to go really fast. And then one other thing I noticed is the collision shape is slightly off on our car because the position is slightly off. So I'm going to get the position correct here for X for my start node and go to the if collide and make sure that the position is correct here as well. So I'm going to go copy the Y as well and then go to my if collide, paste it in. Okay, same thing here. Going to grab my Z and paste it in here. Okay, great. Now everything is going to line up. Look at this. Look at the way the collision shapes line up now. Much better. Okay, cool. And then did you see the collision shape disappear when we ran the scale animation? So now that once the character is defeating, that collision shape that gets left over, it gets shrunk down. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but the camera gets a little bit, let's turn off debug mode now. The camera gets a little bit shaky when you sometimes when you are like spinning around. And so what I think would be really good is to also use the set physics node. We're going to grab a set physics node. And then at this point, once we basically are defeated, I just want to set the physics to be static and just not move anymore, so that we're not like rotating anymore and it's not just like hitting up against buildings and things like that. Okay, awesome. So this looks good. Everything's working great. Let's go ahead and let's hit S a couple times. So that we have 5 of these, and we're going to make some more copies of our wheels. So I'm going to go over here to the 3D world. I'm going to go over here, select my wheel, and I'm going to hit D 4 times. Okay, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to rename this wheel 2. Oops, wheel 2. Name this one wheel 3. Goodness. Wheel 3, and this one wheel 4. Okay, great. Now let's go into wheel 2, or let's go into, double click into wheel 2, then go to our main vehicle and snag that. Let's copy the wheel 2 collision shape here, this model. So we'll go to here, wheel 2, paste it in here, hook it up. And then this one, we just got to switch the position right a little bit. So this one's negative 6.53 and negative 1.045. Okay, cool. So it's really close. We just need to throw a negative in front of the negative 0.65. Okay, great. Let's go back to 3D world. Let's open the wheel 3 node map. Let's go here to the main vehicle. Grab wheel 3, copy it, paste the node in here to this node map, hook it up, delete this one. Let's take a look at what the position is on this guy. So it's negative 0.653, and then this guy, okay, so 1.019, that's going to be a little different. So we're going to delete that guy, paste that in there, and then add a negative in front of the 0.65, and then we should be good. Okay, great. So that's wheel 3. Let's do wheel 4. Double click on wheel 4. Go here into our main vehicle, copy the wheel 4 3D model, paste it in here, delete this guy. Okay, awesome. Hook this up. Then what do we got? 0.653 and the 1.109. Okay, let's do that. Let's fix the Z coordinate. I always miss the 5. And then I think it's a positive 0.65, so we're good. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Also, we need to get the, let's do one more. Let's do D, and we'll call this the main body of the car. And let's go ahead and so let's go into, or double click on our main body, open up the node map, go into our main vehicle, select our 3D model this time, the main body 3D model, go into the main body, paste it in here, hook it up, delete this guy, and then let's get the position and the scale all correct. So this is 111. The position is, okay, just slightly downwards. That's not a problem. So we'll do 0, then copy that little thing in there, and then 0. Okay, awesome. Let's save that, and then the collision shape needs to be changed as well, because we don't want the collision shape of the wheel. So we'll choose main vehicle collision shape. Okay, awesome. Let's see how this looks. Let's go to our main vehicle. Let's go ahead and select the proper things. So this is going to spawn wheel 1. This one is going to spawn wheel 2. This one is going to spawn wheel 3. I just like to keep track. It's good to label things correctly, because you won't, you go back and you look at things after you've been developing for weeks. Main car body, and it's hard to remember things, and so labeling really helps with that. It's good practice. So with spawn wheel 2, we gotta choose wheel 2. So let's do that. Assign it. We gotta choose wheel 3. Okay. Choose wheel 4. And choose the main body. Debris. So these are all going to be like debris pieces that are going to go flying. And let's go ahead. Let's save our game. And let's press play. Okay. Sweet. Okay, cool. So we have our car, and okay, cool. And the camera stops moving. I like that. Let's see. Let's crash. Yeah, I like it. Okay, cool. I really think that came out looking pretty good. So we'll go ahead and we'll leave that. And we're pretty much done. I would like to teach you to add in more scenes as well, but I think you know how to do that. I'm going to exit out of here. So I'm going to just say you want to grab this first scene, hit D on your keyboard, copy it to make a duplicate of the scene. And then what I would do is I would just, I'd take my buildings here, kind of mix and match them around a little bit, and then do something like this. Grab the end of your scene, position it over here, and then make more turns, and you can rotate this way now. And you know what? I am going to show you one other really cool thing. So just real fast, bear with me. I'm gonna move these things back into position. Let's go ahead and grab the points. The nice part is you can just throw the points in here, just like this. So convenient. Let's go ahead and grab here. Switch lanes. Get this out of the way. Grab this guy. Okay, cool. I like it. Let's move him in a little bit, and then throw you over here. Okay. So there's one other thing that I wanted to show you that is pretty cool is you can add additional points and path points to your path. So okay, go over here to the plus, or sorry, first select the start of your scene, then hit the plus, then select path point. Okay, and what this did is this created another point on our path so that we can make the path go even more crazy. So but what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to grab the path point, change the X scale to 2, and then you can move it around, and you can do some pretty crazy twists and turns. That like this one, that is probably way too hard. So I might do something, I might grab the end of my scene and kind of, make it a little bit more, a little bit easier. But this allows you to kind of snake things around. So let's go ahead and let's just add these back in here into the fray. And I want to challenge you all to add more scenes and add more path points and move things around. The only thing I'll say is do not try to take these path points and move them up or down, or do not twist them like this left or right. Okay, because that's not the way that we design this game. If I can do another tutorial like that later on, that where you can have movement like that, but it will not work for this with the way that I set it up. Okay, so just a heads up on that. I don't want to mislead you. So what you want to do is you want to just move things side to side and twist them left and right and make things like really curvy. So I'm going to go ahead and save. I'm going to press play. Okay, that wraps up this tutorial series. I'm going to do an extra bonus video as a part 5 to this tutorial series, but this game is done. In part 5, I'm going to show you some optional alternate controls for path game type movements, and so I think it's a valuable thing for you to know. So if you want to stop by and watch that video, then great. If not, thank you so much for watching this tutorial series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, then please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.